Yo, what's up? So today I want to be talking about a few different things. I realized on this journey so far that you got to actually make sure that there is some of your character going through to the camera. I realize I've been very static, and that's probably not very helpful for engaging with people. So that's something I'm going to work on now. It's pretty crazy though, seeing everything that's happening at the moment. There's new Sora 2, which has been released, given to the people, and they've begun creating videos with it. And I'm sure many of you have encountered AI videos in various places, Instagram, social media, whatever, the feed. And it's interesting, and I was chatting with a few people about things that could happen as a result of this. And one idea that I think is quite optimistic to look at is that people will disengage from social media as the AI ramps up. I think for now there's a watermark on videos, which is pretty helpful. Otherwise, I don't think many people would really be able to determine that things were fake. I mean, of course, if you see Tupac Shakur with a yaya, like an old Greek lady, that's probably not a real video, and that's kind of obvious. But beyond that, there's a lot of realisticness which is now within the video. The movement's a lot more fluid, and the quality of face and everything. However, if people are not pushed to be in person more and disconnect, which I think they may, it's going to lead to a world where people are going to want to trust the creators that they know because they're real creators. So this is the opportunity now. I mean, it's always been the opportunity, but now more than ever, when you are doing your branding, when you are implementing who you are, people are going to really want to connect to it. So there's an importance for authenticity and letting your humanness shine through to the viewer. I think people are going to find a lot of resolve in this, because what do we do all day when we're online? We essentially have a bunch of conversations with different people throughout the day, and these conversations take all sorts of different forms, whether it be reading a comment, whether you're listening to someone talk. We are still all engaging in this meta space, in this data, this stream of data. It's all different types, but it's conversing with different people. And yes, there's the AIs, but we seek that human authority, I think, inherently. And people are going to continue to do that more with brands, with your personal brand in particular, I guess, which has now become sort of this meta structure through which people are facilitating all sorts of other business. I think the first people that I conceptualized really doing this was like KSI, your Paul brothers, and they could do anything, but it was attached to their persona. Obviously, this has gone to another level now with streaming and people like Speed, and people that are viewing, the viewers, I think are going to want to turn to what they can trust more, because I assume that AI, like at this point in time, yes, there's a lot of humor in it, and people really let that humor element of the AI slip into their lives more in the digital space in terms of consumption of AI content. Humor seems to be a big pull in that. Obviously, we have the Italian brain rot stuff. I work with children, and it's crazy how rattles in their brain. It just rattles in their brain, and they'll blurt it out. As soon as you say something, bang, they're onto it. And yeah, so communicating with the audience, being human, these are the keys in the coming AI wave of content. Yes, people are going to want to engage with it, and there is humor element, but what people, I think, desire the most, and what social media is all come off of, is the back of social connections and communication. People enjoy being spoken to by another human. There is a sense of trust which gets built. There is an underlying understanding which can only be formed with a human. Perhaps we may get to a point where we view the robots differently. However, I think fundamentally we crave humanness. There's an innate humanness and connection that is only truly facilitated in person. But when I sit here talking to you, it's a human to a human. I am looking at the camera, but I know that I'm talking to someone on the other side. And it's like a portal, just going through the portal and popping out. And I think we need to focus on our humanity. And I really do hope that the AI will trigger people to look for those connections in person. You know, I think it'll swing back around a bit. As the generations who grew up with social media from a younger age become more developed, they will be able to share their experiences of social media, and will be able to do more to change things and get people away from social media as much. There's digital IDs coming, and I've heard a lot about them, but one thing that I think is good is they are being implemented to limit the access of teenagers to the internet, which I think is really important, to have some sort of filter, especially when there's a developing mind. Because the human interaction loses a lot when you're looking at pixels on a screen. Yes, there's still the humanness of this compared to an AI, but a lot of the human interaction is lost on a screen, and we lose subtleties, we lose nuance. There's numbers which shouldn't really exist. And yeah, I really think that there will be a lot more trust placed in human connection thanks to this AI. Thank you.